This game was a lot of things, but there are three things that I want to focus on, and I believe all are true. First, this is an incredible game from Nathan MacKinnon. One of the best playoff performances we've seen from an Avs player outside of Nazem Kadri, literally the game before, in a very, very long time. In a critical situation, Nathan MacKinnon should have helped cement his legacy as one of the best to ever put on an Avs sweater in this game. And really, he did, but it probably won't be remembered that way. Number two, right now, tonight, this game is certainly the worst blown playoff game in recent history for Avs, and maybe one of the worst blown playoff games ever in Avs history. Truly an absolutely brutal way to lose any hockey game, let alone a potential series clincher. But also, it's number three. Tomorrow, this game is forgotten about. Avs lose to the St. Louis Blues 5-4 in overtime of Game 5 of Round 2 to make the series 3-2, still in Colorado's favor.
Alex Newhook!
Oh boy.
Whoa!
I know I forgot in the other game, but this is weirdly depressing and sad. The Avs wasted a Nathan MacKinnon hat trick in this hockey game. The Avs wasted an opportunity to clinch a berth into the Western Conference Finals. Now, they have two more cracks if needed at it, but they wasted one. And really, I thought the Avs played 45 minutes of darn good hockey in this game, but 45 minutes wasn't enough. The Avs played a fantastic first period, led by Nathan MacKinnon, doubling up St. Louis on shots, and finally getting rewarded early in a hockey game for their good play. With the weird 6 o'clock start, the Avs are on the board before a lot of people are even settled into the hockey game. St. Louis on the breakout here, bordering on an odd man rush for them, and a great play by Byram to recognize the flip-in, get in front of it before it even gets in the zone, control it himself, and get away from the Blues, and then quickly get the puck up ice to get the Avs going the right direction. MacKinnon's able to get across with Landy helping, makes a great read to see MacKinnon as the third man in to create a quality chance. MacKinnon cuts in deep, kind of takes his shooting lane a little bit, but gets to a dangerous area, an area you can score from, and then just gets a little bit of help as this puck bounces off of a stick on its way in. So you definitely got a puck bounce there, but St. Louis has had plenty of those in the series from the Avs side. You're chilling. They continue to play great both at 5-on-5 and on special teams. They have a quality penalty kill, and then late in the first, they get a power play of their own, which they capitalize. Standard stuff on the power play to begin with. Drop pass to MacKinnon, getting it across the line and giving it to the man along the wall. We see the Avs do that a million times. What we don't see is the Avs aggressively work their way down the wall and even deeper into the zone. This usually is a pull-up. They go back to the point and they get set up. Instead, MacKinnon goes in deep, allowing Rantanen to cut to the middle and then find him again down at the bottom of the circle. It's a tough angle from MacKinnon here, but he puts a decent shot on, gets a rebound, and this ends up coming off of Husso into Parayko and off of Parayko into the net. That one even luckier than the first goal, and all of a sudden near the end of the first period, it's starting to feel like everything is coming up Avs. All of the pieces seem to be falling into place for the Avs to end this series in this hockey game. And the start of the second was more quality play from Colorado. It seemed like St. Louis had simply no answers for the Avalanche, and the Avs stretched their lead to 3. An offensive zone face-off that the Avs are going to win back pretty easily. They get it to Taves, they get bodies in front, they throw a puck towards the net. Gabe Landeskog hasn't done a lot of it this series, but showing off the man rocket tip here. A beautiful redirect, no chance for Husso. You have a 3-goal lead at that point. Your big guns have showed up. 2 goals for MacKinnon, 1 from Landeskog. You have points from Rantanen, Byram, Makar, Taves, and Lehkonen, who's playing on the first line. The big guns have done it all. And from there, things started to slow down. Now, I don't think it was the Avs playing poorly in the second period. They just played at a slower, sludgier pace, doing a little bit of protecting a 3-goal lead. And a little bit of protecting a lead is fine. For most of the second period, St. Louis really wasn't mustering much of anything. Is it pretty hockey? No, but for the most part, at least in the second period, it was effective hockey. St. Louis does break through late in the second period, though, and other teams can score quality goals. An awkward spot for Colorado as Val Nichushkin has been caught without his stick in his own zone, so St. Louis is able to move the puck a little bit more freely, and Nichushkin, instead of opting to go get his stick, decides to stand in front without him. So when this shot comes in from Nick Leddy and it redirects around, Nichushkin net front, there's no way he can control any rebound because he doesn't have a stick. So it's loose. St. Louis is able to get to it with Tarasenko cutting through, beating all of the Avs to it, and then Tarasenko is Tarasenko. He can shoot. So you don't love the momentum shift of giving up a late goal in the second period that takes a game that if you take it 3-0 into the third period, it's probably out of reach, to one that you still feel confident in the Avs, but 2-goal lead, you know what everybody says. I will say it was a good settling down of the Avs to not give up another one late in the second. St. Louis did put in a strong push there. And then at the start of the third, it was more of the same. Slow, sludgy hockey, but effective for the most part from Colorado. Now, make no mistake, the Avs dropping this game in the way they did is catastrophic. Absolutely horrible all the way around. They undid 48 minutes of good hockey in 12 minutes of just total forgetting how to do anything. How to make simple, basic, fundamental plays like passes and getting a puck across a blue line. It was simply not good enough in any facet of the game unless your name is Nathan MacKinnon. The Avs closed so well in games 3 and 4, and they didn't even come close to closing, really, in this third period. It starts about halfway through the period, where the lead gets cut to 1. St. Louis is able to get through the neutral zone with speed, and the Avs are extremely soft at their own blue line for a situation where it's even numbers at worst for them. Byram defends well here. It's pretty well played, but St. Louis just makes a little bit of a better play when it comes to the pass to the middle to Kyrou. The problem here is Kadri and EJ and Logan O'Connor. One of these dudes has to take the guy in the middle. There needs to be a conversation of who's going to take him if they don't already know, but I'm guessing it should be pretty obvious that one of them knows they screwed up here. EJ and Kadri especially are just floating through this play, and because Byram just takes a tough play, that's a great pass, EJ is now just not involved in this play as this puck gets ripped past Kemper. You're going to notice a theme with all of these St. Louis goals in the third period. The Avs failed to clear pucks. I think on multiple of these goals, they were in their own zone for well over a minute. Players just did not execute. This isn't a systems thing. Yes, they did change to a much slower, more defensive system, and I think there's an argument that could be made that they shouldn't have done that, but the system swap was not the problem. NHL players know how to get pucks out of the zone. NHL goaltenders know how to make saves. It's what they do for a living. The Avs just couldn't do it. So the Blues get all of the momentum. They're pushing. They are a team with their backs against the wall. A good team with their backs against the wall. This is not a Nashville that is going to top out. This is a team that has been to the Stanley Cup Finals and won before. They know what it's like to be facing elimination, and they know how to step up. You don't get a free pass there. You have to play quality hockey to beat that. And the Avs just didn't. The Avs just didn't. That's the story of tonight. The Avs are completely exhausted here. They've been hemmed in their zone forever, and they just have no legs left because they've had multiple failed clears. EJ gives up the body to block a couple of shots, but Val just has nothing left in the tank. Can't win a race to a puck. A puck comes through the middle. It bounces on Cale Makar. St. Louis creating their own luck here with a great opportunity. You get another funny bounce that Kemper gets a piece of, but again, the Avs just can't win battles to the puck. They have nothing left in the tank on this shift, and it's their own fault because they failed to clear the puck on multiple occasions, and a rebound goes in the back of the net. As the third period wore on, yeah, there were problems all over the ice, no doubt. You can point out pretty much every single skater. But the biggest one that emerged was Darcy Kuemper needs to make a save. The Avs gave away a 3-goal lead. They did not close this hockey game. And they don't deserve to win this hockey game. They ultimately didn't, obviously. But even then, even at the 3-3 goal line, the Avs had another chance to win. Nathan MacKinnon single-handedly tried to drag this team into the Western Conference Finals in this hockey game. He deserved to. He did everything he could. Nathan MacKinnon just decides that he's going to score a goal here. He picks up the puck deep in his own zone, goes all the way coast to coast, just blasting by all 3 St. Louis forwards to take on Nick Leddy directly, and then he toe drags him all the way into another universe, so badly that on his backhand side he creates enough room for himself to get onto his forehand, and even that is ridiculous as he nearly goes between his legs to do it and then roofs it up over Husso. That should be one of the greatest goals in Avalanche history. And no matter how this series plays out, it's not going to mean anything. Maybe it'll be put on some highlight reels because it is a dope goal, but no one's going to remember that moment. It should be an all-timer. Instead, it's a nothing goal in a series where the Avs either go on to win and this game becomes completely irrelevant, or they go on to lose and it was the start of the collapse. Nathan MacKinnon took the Avs fan base from down to the top of the mountaintop. He carved a pillar out of marble at the Temple of Alexandria, went and wrote a book that had the answer to everything in the known universe, and gave it to Avs fans. While the Avs fans are holding it, Darcy Kuemper and the rest of the team snatched the book, lit it on fire, and burned down the rest of the library with it. One play, one quality hockey play in the defensive zone from anyone on the Colorado Avalanche in the last 3 minutes of this hockey game, and the Avs win. Darcy Kuemper making a routine save and keeping it in front of him. The Avs win. Cale Makar tying up his man on the back door, and the Avs win. A clear of the puck before any of that happens, and the Avs win. Before even that, Gabe Landeskog shoots it into an empty net, and the Avs win. But the Avs didn't do any of those things. Instead, they completely folded. Avs hemmed into their own zone off of failed clears. Stop me if you've heard this before. St. Louis is able to work it in deep, and the Avs are chasing the puck around. They don't get set up. They're caught out of position. They work it down low, and this puck goes on. This is an impossible angle. This not only shouldn't be a goal, this shouldn't be a hard shot for Darcy to smother. He prevents the goal initially, but gives up a brutal rebound. That's one that you just have to control. It hits you pretty center mass, and it trickles out behind. Puck just floats out right off of him, not even out in front where he has players to help, but slips off of him and over. Cale Makar gets caught playing at the top of the crease, and the puck's in the back of the Avs net. And the game heads into overtime, and it doesn't even take that long for this. There is no real analysis for the game-winning goal of this hockey game. It can be summed up in 3 simple words. Make a save. Make a save. That is a shot that every single starting goaltender in the NHL stops 99 out of 100 times. Absolutely 100%. Darcy Kuemper shrunk from the moment in this entire hockey game. Completely fell apart. Everyone on this Avs team needs to be better in Game 6, but Darcy Kuemper needs to be miles better than he was. Look, the Blues certainly deserve credit for staying tough, staying in the game, putting the pressure on the Avalanche, but the Avs beat themselves here. That was horrible play. There is no excuse for losing this hockey game for Colorado. None. But the beauty of the Avs playing so well in this series is that they don't need an excuse. They get another try to win the series. If they need it, they get 2 more tries to win the series. Fate still entirely rests in their own hands to go out and get it done. And this is a new situation for Colorado. This core has never been in a second round series like this. Against San Jose, their only attempt to clinch was Game 7. Against Dallas, their only attempt at a clinch was Game 7. Against Vegas, They didn't even make it that far. They didn't even play a game in which they had the opportunity to clinch. My point being, every series is different, and one loss is just one loss. The win or loss that matters is the one that moves you on or eliminates you. The best case scenario for this is that the Avs and their fan base forget about this game forever, because the Avs win the series, moved on, and it's a footnote in history because Nathan MacKinnon scored a hat trick in the playoffs and the Avs still lost. The worst case scenario is the Avs lose 2 more and the series ends and the Avs are out. But even in that scenario, this game is just a footnote. The Avs get to play 2 more entire hockey games before that happens, and they have to find a way to win one. But this is why we tune in to hockey games, because you don't know the answer. You don't know what's going to happen. The Avs probably should have closed it out and clinched, but they choked. We all tuned in, and on the Avs side of things, that sucks. Blue side of things, they're celebrating like crazy after that win. You can't have the highs without the lows, and the Avs have the benefit of this being a low, but it not knocking them out. The high is still on the table. The Avs just have to go out and get it. That is the end of this game video review. Thank you for watching. Head on over to thednvr.com for all of our coverage. I am Rudo, and you know it's going to be right there for Game 6. Let's see if the Avs can do it.